Okay, this is my tutorial of how to break down the philosophy of the purpose of life. In my mind, the way I work things is I call it extrapolatory philosophy. I don't know if anyone's ever used that. You could look it up, but personally I may be the first one to ever come up with that. If so, wonderful for me. If not, who cares? The whole idea is to share this idea of extrapolatory philosophy. And in extrapolatory philosophy, I will tell you why I believe that financial legacy, these are all forms of legacy, ways to leave behind an idea or ourselves in some way, shape, or form. Okay, and so in this purpose of life being legacy, you could either leave behind a lot of money, some babies in the form of DNA, for legacy of DNA in having children, personal legacy of doing good, or intellectual legacy. Okay, now how does that work, and why is that, in my way of dealing with things, called extrapolatory philosophy? Because the way that I came up with those four is because I extrapolated, or I looked at where we are right now and thought about the very first thing that did it. And so the very first thing that wanted to live, and we'll call that, obviously a single-celled animal, perhaps. Okay, that's as far back as I want to go. I mean, I guess I could go further back to the atoms that created that, but even then, it would be still under the same category of what this one wanted to do, which is he wanted to replicate. He split, or she split. Okay, so now we got two single-celled animals, and then this one reproduced. And then we had that many, and then this one reproduced, and then this one, and then ba 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 ba. You got a whole ton of them. Wonderful. Okay, and it all started from that one. I extrapolated it all the way back to that, and I said, "That's it. That's all he wanted to do, was just to split and replicate. Great." What we do nowadays is the same thing. The purpose of our life is to replicate and to leave behind something bigger than just ourselves. What are the ways that we do it? Well, first off, we can replicate ourselves or leave behind a memory of ourselves in a personal way. We could be nice to people. We could be good citizens. And then people will remember us for being good to them. So personal memories. That's why we take so many pictures, right? That's one way. It's not the first necessarily, but it is one way. Another way is financial. Okay, if we leave behind money for the people behind us, or we donate money, and we use that power we have of money and making people's lives easier, they will remember us to the point that they might even name a wing in a library after us. Say we donated $1 million to Stanford Library, and suddenly Stanford remembers us, and that's so important to leave that legacy of that wing of so and so that went here, and that feels good to us. We feel successful when we do that. What else might we do? Well, we'll even get married and have children and struggle through that, building a family and everything. And we fight all the time with the people that we love, but you get married and you struggle through that. Why? Because perhaps you want to leave behind some kind of DNA imprint in the world, and you have children. But you don't have to have, part of the reason why people get married isn't just for DNA, obviously, and having little babies. Wah. They also get married so that they can have personal memories and share those, so that when they die, somebody will remember them, at least for a little while. And then, sometimes people, even if it's not DNA, you could leave an intellectual legacy. Okay, and maybe the intellectual legacy that I'm talking about is kind of like what I'm doing right now. If I thought of a way of thinking of something and I didn't share it, it'd just kind of be like, when I die, it goes with me. So I'm trying to leave this behind right here by doing it on YouTube. Okay, and so let's put a light bulb there. Woo. Just to remember that. Okay, so personal memories, you might, like a photograph. Oh, don't forget me. Okay, don't forget me. All of these come under the category of legacy. What legacy will you leave? How successful will you feel? It depends on how much of this you were able to achieve. your life's success is typically based on whether you feel you achieved the goals of leaving personal memories, left enough money for your family, had enough children, or shared enough of your knowledge. Some people that really, really achieve these, we feel that they are the most successful people in the world, and that is why I feel that, okay, that is definitely what the purpose of life is, because everybody is constantly trying to achieve these four things. Because they're alive. They want to be remembered in some way, shape, or form for having achieved either one, all four of these. The most successful people achieve all four of these. Very few people can do all four of these. Some people, like Albert Einstein, left intellectual, and he did that majorly. And so he was a huge success just because of the intellectual. He wasn't known for being a billionaire, and it didn't matter because he left that, and he was very successful in that way. We don't know his personal memories. Okay, we don't know about him personally too much. I don't know. Maybe some people do. How about Marilyn Monroe? Since we're talking about Albert Einstein, we'll talk about Marilyn Monroe. We have personal memories of how beautiful she was. She wasn't super rich, but most celebrities are rich enough. But that wasn't what we knew her for. She was most successful because of the way she touched our lives. I don't think she had any children, so that one she wasn't successful in, but she was successful enough in this. Then you've got Warren Buffett. We don't know too much about him personally, but we know that he is financially superior to most people in his understanding of how to manipulate stocks, or not manipulate, but to understand the stock market and make money. And so we say, hey, that guy, he's doing really, really well. I want to be like him because his purpose of life is so fulfilled. And then you've got Octomom, who had a whole bunch of babies here. And then she started sputtering on this. And we don't really have that great memories of her, really. I don't know. Maybe some people do. Maybe her 14, or I don't know how many children do. I think 8 plus 6 or something like that. And intellectually, she's not really the superstar here, but she definitely had made a big hit here. And so everybody wanted to know about that because they felt, wow, in a way she's successful, right? And she tried to turn this into that, but we're all trying to do something along these lines. Okay, my life's purpose. Why am I leaving this behind? It's not going to make me any money, I don't think. Personal memories? I don't know. I didn't really make, I don't think I've touched you in any personal way. But intellectually, maybe if I could change the way you think about this, or enlighten you, that this is the purpose of life, then I've left behind something in the way that you think and the way that you might teach your children. And so, yeah, there's a reason for why I'm doing this. I'm not doing this because I have all this extra time in the world. I don't. But I think that I could leave behind something, especially, because I don't think that everybody lives forever. But video can live forever. Until, of course, there's no more electricity because we used it all up. I don't know. Anyhow, thank you for listening to my purpose of life, my analysis of the purpose of life. I hope you learned something interesting.